Hey guys, so the first thing that I got asked to give my opinion on was asked by an anon, and one of the first anons I've actually appreciated. I realised that by making this vlog and everything, I'm gonna get so much hate being like, oh, no one gives a fuck about your opinion, but honestly, all I have to say is fuck you, because I care, and yeah, I don't know. So the anon asked me to talk about my opinion on animal cruelty, which, as a lot of people would know, is something I feel really strongly about, and it is quite a heated argument on my behalf. So yeah, I'll start that off. So pretty much my hate for animal cruelty has always been around, and it's been something that I've always been really passionate about. And being brought up around eating meat, I've had a lot of difficulty facing eliminating meat completely from my diet, because I would love to be able to say I'm vegetarian, because it's pretty much what I believe in and everything, and I feel like the biggest hypocrite having a little QQ about people hurting animals and stuff when I eat meat. So yeah, I'm hoping that by the end of this year I can completely eliminate it from my diet and say I'm vegetarian. I don't believe that animals should be killed for us to eat when there's so many other sources for us to use as sustenance, and yeah, it's stupid really if you think about it. There's so much stuff that we can eat. There are so many vegetarians in the world and everything, and I think it's stupid when people make jokes about vegetarians and stuff like that, because I don't know, most there are the occasional dickheads who rub it in your face and are like, oh, don't eat meat, rah, 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 rah. But most people do it for themselves, to feel better about themselves, which is what I want to do, because yeah, I would definitely be doing it for myself, knowing that I'm making a difference. And I know a lot of people also say that one person not eating meat makes a difference, but at least I know I'm doing what I believe in. It's the same as a religion, I guess, yeah. People throw around the argument that animals eat other animals so they can survive, so why shouldn't we? Well, have you seen how inhumanely these animals are killed? Seriously, look up the Indonesian cattle trade on YouTube. That is one of the most horrid things I've ever seen in my whole life. The way they treat those animals. Thousands and thousands and thousands of cows are shipped over to Indonesia from Australia, which is actually really, really sad, on tiny ships, and they're all put together so tightly and stuff, and they all get so frightened, and a lot of them die on the way there because they're so frightened. And when they get over there, they are slaughtered so inhumanely. Seriously, it makes me want to cry thinking about it. If you watch it, and hopefully that opens up your eyes to how fucked that stuff is, and the things that Australia is associated with. It's actually kind of shameful to think that we support, I guess we don't support that, but we give them the cows which they treat like this, and we organise for them to be shipped over there in such a horrible way and everything. It's just kind of disgusting. Yeah. I also would urge you all to watch the documentary Earthlings. It's narrated by Joaquin Phoenix, and it's really good. It's a really big eye-opener. I know I cried nearly the whole way through because it's so horrible, but it's something I think that if you feel that you don't really understand how much shit happens to animals in the world, you should watch it, because honestly it is fucked, and it opened my eyes up to a lot of stuff that I didn't even know existed in the world. So yeah, I'd say definitely watch that. Another thing that really my eyes, a thing that really annoys me is that when people say that sharks deserve to be hunted and killed because they hurt or kill humans. If you really think about it, people who are in the ocean are living in their habitat. Imagine if they came up onto the land and one of us killed them. Do you reckon they're all gonna come fucking hunting for us and kill us all? No, I don't think so. It's you have to remember that when you're in the ocean, you're in their home. It'd be the same as someone being like an intruder in your house. It's the same sort of thing. Like, you have to understand that that's their habitat, that's where they live, it's not where you live, it's not your place. And they're generally really, really placid creatures. They're beautiful. Like, I love sharks, and I'm sure like a lot of people know that from what I post on Tumblr, but seriously, they are so beautiful. And they only really react with violence when humans are violent towards them, or if they irritate them or aggravate them or scare them, because obviously, like, if you're scared, you use self-defense, right? So it's the same with animals. Like, they're gonna attack you if you scare them. And coming up in their faces and like having cages and shit, like, oh, it's so stupid. People don't understand. Like, you're aggravating them, you're scaring them. It's like, I don't know, it's like scaring someone. Of course you're gonna react. If there's like a murderer in your home, you're gonna fucking like try and kill them. Stupid. Oh, people are so stupid. Your like ignorance just kills me. Yeah, so most of the animal violence that is like occurs towards humans is provoked by humans. Like, that's just bleh. Like, so obvious. People also fail to realise that the excuse all this stuff happens in zoos is completely irrelevant, because keeping animals cooped up and like in captivity in all those tiny cages and stuff is pretty much like animal cruelty at its worst. It's taking animals out of their natural habitat and keeping them in a place where they're not supposed to be kept. Like, okay, fair enough, they recreate their habitat, they keep them in the conditions they're meant to be kept in. It is still so unfair. They should be able to run wild. Like, don't get me wrong, I love going to the zoo because I love seeing animals, but it just makes me so sad because it's like they've been caught and put in there. They may have been bred in captivity, but that means like that for their whole life they're never going to see what they should have seen, because that's not where they're supposed to live. Like, imagine being, it's the same as like, or it's not the same because in zoos they get taken care of, but like that chick in Austria whose dad kept her like in the tomb thing and raped her and everything. That's like, okay, that's not really the same, that's not a very good example, but it kind of is. Like, she was kept in there for like 19 years of her life or something, and she never got to see the world and everything. It's pretty fucked up. Like, if you really think about it, it's exactly the same thing, except for they treat animals well, I guess. But yeah, so this is something that really gets me, is domestic violence towards animals. Like, why the fuck would you buy a pet if you're just gonna hurt it? Like, what is the point of that? Why are people who hurt animals allowed to buy them? I don't understand that. And there's so many cases of animal abuse in homes. Like, for example, I'm sure heaps of you saw the petition going around about that 19-year-old guy who like tried to hang his dog with electrical wire. He was only 19, like 2 years older than me. I can't even imagine that. That's so disgusting. And another thing that's becoming like a massive issue in domestic sort of places is puppy mills. I don't know if you guys know what puppy mills are, but they're like puppies who are raised in like in cages, and they're kept in the cages for like their whole life, and they're raised purely to breed other puppies so that these puppies can be sold. And all these puppies generally have health issues, like serious health issues, because of like incest and all that sort of stuff, and like the poor conditions they're kept in, and they're sold on eBay. Like, that is so fucked. On eBay. Oh, I don't, like, selling a living thing on eBay is just ridiculous. Yeah, so pretty much, just to wrap this up, animals have just as much a right to live on this planet as we do. So I don't understand why people think that we're any better than them, or that they should be treated as lower than us. But yeah, that's my opinion. So thanks if you watched this the whole way through, and yeah, just leave something in my ask if you want me to talk about it. Yeah, thanks guys.